Hi, this video is about the differences between coaching and therapy, the way I see them, because I get this question a lot. The other day somebody told me, isn't coaching like easy therapy? So I feel like some clarification is needed, and it might even help you figure out which of the two might be best for you if you're considering getting help. So coaching, despite it being a popular term in the US, it's not really well known in Europe. I think maybe in the UK it's starting to gain popularity, but I live in Germany, and when I tell people that I'm a coach, they don't know what it is I'm talking about. So I actually stopped using the term, and I just tell them who I help and what I help them with. It's just easier that way. It's also not a protected term, so you don't have to have had any specific education to be able to call yourself a coach. Anybody can call themselves a coach, and that there are many people out there that have not received any training that call themselves a coach. So it's no wonder that some people are wondering, what is this about? It's not a protected term. I don't really understand what it means. So I went and looked at where it comes from, where the word coaching comes from. I was curious. So it comes from the English word courage, not courage, courage. And that word comes from the French word coche, and that was taken from a Hungarian village where the first carriage was ever made. Why? Because coaching originally has this idea of carrying somebody from point A to point B, offering them support and advice and getting them from there to there. And so initially, of course, it was used in sports, and we still use the word coach a lot in sports. Sports coach, football coach, tennis coach, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm doing this because sometimes people tell me, so you have a whistle and, you tell people what to do. I don't have a whistle because I have kids. Whistles and kids don't go well together if you want to keep your sanity. So it has nothing to do with the whistle. It's a very different thing. Coaching first started developing in the form that it has now in the 70s. And it was first used at the beginning of the 90s as a profession, let's say. And so it's only been around 30 years. It really hasn't been that long, whereas therapy has been around pretty much forever. And nowadays, of course, there are official bodies and international bodies that regulate what coaching is and what it means and how people are qualified or not qualified to call themselves coaches. And so I'm going to read out the definition of coaching according to the International Coaching Federation. So, coaching is partnering with clients in a thought-provoking and creative process that inspires them to maximize their personal and professional potential. The process of coaching often unlocks previously untapped sources of imagination, productivity, and leadership. We all have goals we want to reach, challenges we're striving to overcome, and times when we feel stuck. Partnering with a coach can change your life, setting you on a path to greater personal and professional fulfillment. So what are the different types of coaching? Because that adds to the confusion. So you might have heard of life coaches, career coaches, business coaches, executive coaches, grief coaches, and most recently health coaches, which is what I do. So I am a certified health coach. And why do we have all these different terms? Well, because it all depends on what it is what the coach helps the coachee do. So a career coach helps somebody move on with their career. A business coach helps somebody, make changes in their business to improve their business. And a health coach helps somebody improve their health, put in place lifestyle changes that will improve their health. So I support clients in activating their inner strengths and their external resources that they already have to make sustainable and healthy lifestyle behavioral changes. And with lifestyle, it can be anything. It can be, their eating habits, how they sleep, how they deal with stress, how connected they are with the people around them, but also their mental, emotional, spiritual well-being, because all that is part of a whole. And I've also added recently a truly transformative tool in my kind of coaching, and it's an operating system called Positive Intelligence, and it addresses what we call mental fitness. And with mental fitness, we mean the ability to change your mindset so that your mind acts as your friend and not your enemy. Very often, stress is self-inflicted. It comes from the way we interpret things, our perspective. And so by improving your mental fitness, you adopt a different perspective. And I like to say that it helps you live life with more love in your heart. It's beautiful. So you might have also heard from other people. I certainly see that often and hear that often. And to be honest, it makes me sad sometimes. People think that coaching is just a cheap form of therapy with people that are not qualified. They don't know what they're doing. They are just doing it for the money. And that it's even dangerous. Don't go to a coach. It's dangerous. Go to a qualified professional. I would agree that if you have depression or a serious, or not even a serious, if you have a mental health disorder, you should go to a therapist. And I'm the first person to refer people to therapy if I see that they need to go to therapy. So just going back to coaches being like this group of people who are just trying to, get your money, I have to say that coaches become coaches. Why? Because they have a true passion for helping others reach their full potential and live their best lives. I really believe that, and I might be biased, but I've met many coaches in my life so far, and all of them are one of the most kind, considerate people I've ever met. And of course, there are coaches out there that just do it for the money. But hey, that's the same. That's just life. That's capitalism, right? We provide a service and we get paid. But also, you have mental health professionals that are doing just the same. Some therapists only do it for the money. Even some doctors only do it for the money. There will always be people like that. But that doesn't mean that coaching in itself is, coaches are all, these people that are trying to get you, to sort of scam you into paying, into giving you money. And the two professions, so coaching and psychotherapy, have some similarities, of course, but they have some very clear distinctions. So they both offer very deep one-on-one conversations that provide major insights. However, coaching focuses more on visioning, on success, on the present, and moving towards the future. But therapy emphasizes psychopathology, emotions, and the past to understand the present. And it works more with developing skills for managing emotions or past issues than does coaching. And I'm going to share with you an image that a seasoned coach shared with me a few months ago that really made it very, very clear in my mind, what the differences are between coaching and therapy. So imagine a car and imagine the coachee, so the person receiving coaching, in the driver's seat. It's their life. They're driving their car. And the coach sits in the passenger seat and he's just, there at the same level, but the coachee is the one that, really has all the control. And what the coach has access to, including the coachee, is actually, the front, what goes on in front of the car and how the car is moving. And what you can see while you're sitting there are the two side mirrors, like, oh, what's happening there? What can I see there? So the side, the front, and of course you have the rear mirror, like that. And sometimes you go up and you look at the back. Okay, what's happening? Oh, all good, then I can move forward. The big difference with therapy is more like, what is happening there? What happened at the back? And there's a big view, right, at the back. And we really focus on that big view to the past. So, whereas in coaching, you are driving to the front, you're looking at the present, But in coaching, you really focus you really bring your focus to the back. And I would say that while you're receiving, you're in a coaching session or you're, getting coached, you might figure out that, I think I really have to stop the car and check out what's happening, because that's too big to just continue driving. And that is where I will refer somebody to go do therapy. Or that is where I will see the limitations of coaching and tell them, I think this is what you need to be doing right now. Or, of course, you might be doing both things at the same time. Therapy and coaching work perfectly as long as, both professionals know that they're working, that the person is working with the other person. They can work together, and a good coach will tell you if coaching is not right for you. A good coach will see and will recognize that what you need is therapy. So it's not about one trying to overtake the other and coaching trying to replace therapy, because as you can see, it's a very different thing. This and that, or that. And again, sometimes I have to stop the car because what's happening behind is too important. I can't continue to drive. I have to look at what's happening at the back, right? So I hope this gives you a clearer image of what it is about. And again, a good coach. So I've worked with people who have been in therapy for years and were looking to try something new. I've worked with people who I have sent to therapy because I knew that they needed it. And I've worked with people that do both in parallel. And they work great. They work beautifully together. They complement each other. It's a different thing. It's not the same thing. And so what it is that I do is I help moms of small children cope better with the many challenges that parenthood throws on us, and there are many. And I help them change their outlook by improving their mental fitness. And of course, I'm trained in behavioral science, so I support them in making lifestyle changes and consequently help them prevent burnout. So we work on the mind and the body. And this allows them to be able to be there for their family in the way that they would really like to, and to live a fulfilled life without having to wait until their children get older. Because that's the lie we like to tell ourselves all the time. Yeah, but it's normal now, they're small. I have to wait until they're older, and then you wait and wait and wait, and it's still not better. And also, why wait? I always like to say the time is now. Don't you deserve to live a happy, fulfilled life and, feel good in your body now? Why do you have to wait? You don't have to wait, basically. So I am true to my scope of practice. So I don't prescribe any supplements. I don't interpret any tests. I know when to refer people to other healthcare professionals that are more qualified to do these things. And so you might still be wondering, so what do I do? This sounds good, but what is right for me? Is it therapy or is it coaching? So you might already have experience with therapy, and many people do. And if you had a positive experience, chances are you will have a positive experience again. And I use the word positive. It's not always very pleasant to go to therapy, but you're getting a lot out of it, right? So if you've done it before, chances are you will benefit from it again. But again, another difference that I see between coaching and therapy. So I help people go from point A to point B. And most of the time, this is the offering that a coach has for you. So in coaching, most of us, we have a niche, right? We have a specific group of people that we serve. Why? Because my why is I'm in the same shoes, right? I'm in the same situation as you. And so I have helped myself, so I want to help you, right? But I help these people. Of course, I can help other people too, but I focus on you, on this group. And so I help you go from A to B. Whereas in therapy, you don't really go there with a goal of going from A to B. You go there, you explore, you examine, you learn, but you don't necessarily have a specific goal. And it's also not limited in time, whereas coaching is limited in time. If you're going to the same coach for 3 years, there's something going on in that relationship that is not necessarily a coach-coachee relationship, right? Coaching is supposed to be more limited in time most of the time. So if it's important to you to go from point to no longer be in point A, and it's important to you to be in point B, then coaching might be a great, wonderful tool for you. If you're not sure what you want and you're just not feeling good, then therapy might be best for you. But I would actually say that the best way for you to figure it out is to book a call with me and just chat about it, and I can help you explore and understand what the best solution for you would be. And I promise I'm not going to push you to work with me. I do these discovery calls because I enjoy offering those so that people get more clear on what it is that they need and what it is that they want. So again, if you feel truly depressed or you're so anxious that this is impacting your life, then maybe therapy is for you. If not, then maybe coaching is for you. Thank you for watching.